Hello and welcome to another video session of geekvale. We're going to talk about solving the equations with two absolute values. Now I would recommend you to go through that lecture about absolutes and how we write down the absolute equations and how we solve the absolute equation to get a clear picture of that. If that's not your case, then you can continue watching that lecture. Alright, and for the example questions, I'm gonna use the examples from this book. It's called Big Ideas Mathematics Common Core Algebra 1. We're gonna use these questions, so let me just cut it out. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so if you remember the case of absolutes, we had two answers in case of an absolute equation, one positive answer and one negative answer, or one for the left side and one for the right side, right? So in this case we have a double absolute. So is there a chance that we get four answers in this case? Let's find it out. We have 3x take away 4 absolute equals to the absolute of x. Now the four possible versions for these two absolutes can be a positive version of the left side and another positive version of the left side. That means two positive versions of the left side, and let's say two negative versions of the left side. Now for the right side absolute, one positive version of the right side for a positive version of the left side. A negative version of that absolute for a positive version of that absolute. Third one will be a positive version of the right side absolute for a negative version of the left side absolute. And the last one will be a negative version of this absolute for a negative version of that absolute. There we go. Now if we look at the first one, this is simple equation, 3x take away 4 equals 2x, right? Look at the last one now. If we divide both sides with -1, or we can just simply cancel out negatives from both sides, but I'm following the equality property of division, or the division property of equality. Using that, you can cancel out the negatives from both sides and you'll get the same thing as the first one, isn't it? So I can say 1 and 4, they are same, right? For both of these I can just use 1 because they are redundant. Now let's look at the second one. It's 3x take away 4 equals to minus of x. 3x take away 4 equals to minus of x. If I follow the similar technique over here, that is dividing both sides with -1, that minus and that minus will cancel out. That minus will shift to the numerator, resulting in negative of 3x take away 4 equals to plus of x. What's that? This is similar to the third one. So I can say second and third one are also similar. That means the two possible scenarios that we can have for double absolutes is that one with both positives and one with any of them negative. That is 3x take away 4 equals to x, this thing as it is, and 3x take away 4 could be minus of x, or you can use minus of 3x minus 4 equals to x. That's it. Okay, so that clears the confusion of getting four answers. Now we already know how to solve these equations. You can check out the previous lecture on that too. Alright, also let's try solving them over here as well. So we have one version which is 3x take away 4 equals to simple x. I can subtract x from both sides to make sure that x stays on one side of the equality. I'll get 2x take away 4 equals to 0. Then further I can add 4 to both sides of equality. I'll get 2x equals to 4. Further I can divide both sides by 2 and I'll get x equals to 2. That's one answer. Okay, another answer will be with the other version. So I'm gonna use that form. Okay, you can use any of that. Just you have to make sure that one side should have a negative sign. Okay, so 3x take away 4 equals to negative of x. In this case, we're gonna add x to both sides. There we go. We get 4x take away 4 equals to 0. Then I can add 4 to both sides. So I will get 4x equals to 4, then I can divide by 4 on both sides of the equality, and I'll get x equals to 1. So the two answers that I got are x equals to 2 and x equals to 1 for the double absolute. Now earlier we said that we might end up getting 4 answers, but we verified and proved that we only get 2 answers, and how the 4 possible scenarios can only be reduced to the 2 possible situations. Okay, now I would recommend you to try example B, and let me know in the comment section if you get confused with anything. And that's about it for today. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, follow us on Facebook, visit our website if you need any tuition, and if you need any help with any homework, you can send us pictures on our Facebook page, and we'll definitely make a video on that. Thank you.